So, you know, I did a similar, my background, I've been coaching at the college level for going on 11 years now. Uh, you know, Spent the first, 8 of them in a spread, pro style, non-option world. And going into my third year here working with Coach Kroll and Coach Kickle on the offensive staff here at Kings Point. So I spent 3 years as the tight ends coach at Lafayette. Had a lot of success with those guys. Had 5 all conference players in 3 years. My one of my Steven Silianos ended up grad transferring to University of Iowa. And ended up playing, was in camp with the Titans last year. So I have a special place in my heart for the tight end position. I have the tight ends with me. I'm offensive line coach, but tight ends are involved with that as well. So, uh, you know, uh, my thought process was, you know, not maybe some people do use a tight end in their offense, some people don't. We do a decent amount as much as we can, right? So just to kind of show you some formational variation. I'm not probably going to get too deep down into scheme, but this is just kind of a grab bag of ways that me possibly adding a tight end to your system. And I use the word tight end loosely, right? A lot of these clips will be sixth and seventh linemen as well. So adding another element to your offense. So why use a tight end? These are kind of my quick thoughts on kind of why we get this right. Get your best 11 on the field, right? That's, the name at the end of the day, that's the name of the game, right? So whether that's a tight end, whether that's a sixth lineman, whatever it is, right? Your job is to get the best 11 on the field to put yourself in a position to be successful, right? So maybe that guy is, is your one of your top 11, changing year to year, right? It creates matchups, right? Where if you have a bigger body guy who's got to block a secondary player, a linebacker, stuff like that, it can be really advantageous for your offense, right? In some sets, right, it makes them declare, where they want to be strong, right? Do they want to be strong to the formation? Do they want to be strong to the tight end? Do they want to be strong to the field? Do they want to be strong to a tendency side? So it makes defenses declare where they want to be strong. Or if they're, they give the appearance of being balanced, there's usually a weakness somewhere in there, right? And then it allows us to kind of dictate where we want certain things and run to the look we want, right? Unconventional and new looks for the defense. You know, like I said, I worked at Lafayette with Coach John Garrett for 3 years, who has a NFL background, was Jason Witten's tight end coach in the NFL. So we were shifting and trading and doing all that type of stuff just because our guys could handle it, and our guys here can handle a lot of different things. Uh so it's something that it's a new small element for your guys that one slight difference in how things line up might completely change all the rules for the defense, and that's just a good way to do it, right? Like it says here, same plays on our offense, but slight variations on everything like that. And then it's also, I've seen in my 2 years here, that adding the element of the tight end, is a good mid game changeup, right? Maybe having success moving the ball. They make an answer. Oh, let's throw the tight end out there, or we're spittering and sputtering. Let's put the tight end out there to be able to kind of change it up, right? Okay. Now, same thing, balance sets, okay? Away from the tight end, right? We're running our midline double, okay? All the same elements kind of exist, right? So now this tight end, right? All he's thinking, right, is what is the rule of the backside of that tackle adjacent to me? And how do I extend that one man out, right? How do I extrapolate that one man out, whether I'm to the front side or to the back side? Right? Again, I just showed this one, but ball's up the field before we even know it. Right? We're running uh triple, inside triple to the right, okay, away from the tight end. He's just working his cutoff, right? Just like if he was this backside receiver, working to the post safety, right? He's doing the same thing. It gets away from him. He's chasing that front side corner, right? So everything element wise that we have, right, to the tight end, away from the tight end, still lot lives. All right. Bring the split of the receiver down, get on the edge. Okay. Like to see this tackle here, right, on our toss play, get his eyes out to that safety, right, instead of looking down inside and seeing, knowing where the play is going, right? But I can't fault him for doing this, securing levels, right? Taking care of this guy, getting an athlete out in space. Okay. Again, right? Like, this is, true tight end wearing an ineligible number, right? So we're giving the appearance of tackle over, right, and working that way, even though it is a balanced set, right? Again, running a toss down to an extended formation, right? Nothing different about how we operate, to an open end, right? But it does declare, right? It makes the defense have to decide, how do we want to handle the tight end? How do we want to handle this three surface, right? To now for us to be able to do our normal business and be able to operate outside. Okay. Right. A little bit of a different element off of that quarterback lead play. Right now we're handing it to the slot underneath. Right. Quick hitting perimeter play. Get a little bit of a whiff inside. Right. But again, right. Quick hitting perimeter play. Tight end now on the backside. He's doing the same thing as he would as a backside, nub side receiver, and get to that post safety.